I need to state this. Remember, Moor came from the term moored, M-O-O-R-E-D or M-O-O-R-I-N-G, whereby these are people who do a job concerning a ship. They're doing jobs on a ship. The vast majority of these Moors were melanated, as we've said again. They were melanated. But that term was not given to Moors as a term of endearment. It was an insulting term. Belonging to the other is agreed that in examination to be made, it shall be done by sending a boat, once again, a boat to 2 or 3 men only, and if any gun shall be bred and injury done without reason, the offending party shall make good all damages. Okay, so the point here is to understand that, when we're talking about Moor, we're talking about people who were of Morocco, and most of this has to do with ships and sailors and pirates. If any vessel of the United States shall meet with a disaster at sea and put into one of our ports, if any vessel of the United States shall be cast on shore or any part of our coast. So the other thing that I need to make clear, this peace and friendship treaty does not deal with land at all. It doesn't deal with land. All this is talking about is the people who reside in each territory. So if you are a Moor and you go to the United States and you do something, or if there's an issue, then you are under the jurisdiction of Morocco, so bring you back. If you are here in Morocco and you are a citizen of the United States of America, then you do something or whatever, you're under their jurisdiction, we're going to send you back over there. We're going to deport you. That's what that means. So it needs to be made clear that this has nothing to do with land. All of it has to do with people. Why is that a big deal? I'm going to show you in a second, because as I told you, when we're talking about land, only the original people have the right to sign anything concerning land. All right, going into this term Moor. If we shall be at war with any Christian power and any of our vessels sail from the ports of the United States. Now, in most cases, people at this time, in this age, when you said Christian, you meant Albions. I'm going to say it again because somebody's not getting it. In this day and time, in most cases, when they said Christian, they were talking about Albion or light-skinned people. If we shall be at war with any Christian power and any of, before I go into that, I'm going to show you how we know this. A lot of people are not aware that the original slaves in America were Albions. And at some point, Albions started taking over the country, and then they created this law whereby if you were a so-called Indian or a melanated person, but in particular Indians, they couldn't own so-called Christian slaves. Look it up. Look it up. Those were the Albion slaves. They called them Christians. It was like, you can't, if you are an Indian, and then there was a few melanated groups who couldn't own so-called Christian slaves. That was these laws that they put into place to protect your Albions. Okay, if we shall be at war with any Christian power and any of our vessels sail from the ports of the United States, no vessel belonging to the enemy shall follow until 24 hours after the departure of our vessels. And the same regulation shall be observed towards the American vessels sailing from our ports, be the enemy Moors or Christian. Notice, we're talking about 3 groups here: the Americans, the Moors, and the Christians. So it says, and the same regulation shall be observed towards Americans sailing from our ports, meaning if you coming from our ports, nobody's going to be following you, whether they Moor or Albion, so-called Christian. So when you're talking about Moors, you're talking about Morocco. I just need that to be made clear. But you read this for yourself. If any warship Again, we're talking about more about ports, the ships of war. If a ship of war, listen, all of this is talking about sea. So let me say this again. You're talking about Morocco. You're talking about, and you're calling yourself a Moor. First of all, Moor is a maritime term. Maritime term, what does that mean? That means of the sea. And if you're talking about you or something of the sea, then you can't own land. You have given up your title with that title, Moor. Let me carry on, because I need it to be understood why this contract better not be dealing with land. I need it to be understood. Once again, Article 21, if any citizen of the United States should kill or wound a, what is this term? Can y'all see this? What does it say? If any citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor. If you are a Moor, you are not an American. Choose one. Not according to this document. Or on the contrary, if a Moor, meaning somebody from Morocco, shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place and equal justice shall be rendered. Okay, I want to look at page 5. Who signed this document? We see Thomas Barclay down there. We see his signature is on there. His name is on there. We see Barclay. We see John Adams. We see Thomas Jefferson. Wait a minute. Treaty with Morocco, 17. Hold on. Something's missing. Where are the original people? Why don't I see Delawares or Ottawas or Chippewas or Potawatomis or Twatawanis or Cherokees and where they at? Where's the Wabash? You go into an agreement with Morocco and the United States of America concerning the land. Well, this better not be about the land, because then that means this contract is null and void. This is about the people. That's all it's about. But if you want to see a contract about the land, unarepublic.com/docs, DOCS. Iroquois Confederacy. That's one document dealing with land. If you want to see other documents dealing with land, this treaty right here, all these treaties, Treaty of Easton, Treaty of that other one that was in the document Sandwich, Great Treaty of 1772. All of these come before 1777. The vast majority of them do. Deed and trust from the 5 nations of Indians, 1726. The treaty held in the Indians of the 6 nations, 1742. Here are 1744, 1752, 1754, 1760. All these treaties, read them in their entirety. Don't let somebody give you a synopsis of, well, you know, this is what it meant. I'm going to show you why that's a problem. You don't want to be listening to people's synopsis. You want to hear the ancestors speak. Go read those documents in their entirety. Remember to keep that bell on for notifications. Follow UNA Republic for more great information.